Oh, hi, it's Opie. Welcome back to Let's Play Katawa Shoujo, and a week later, we left ourselves in a cliffhanger. Oh, that fucking question. I had to stop the video the last time up. But anyways, we continue on with the Emmy bad ending route, and yeah, she left us with this question. Better than sex, right? I'm like, how do I say that? I don't think there's anything better than sex. I can't even think of anything better than that. But she just went out with this question. I'm like, what the fuck? I opened my mouth to respond shortly before processing what she just said. I'm like, but, yeah, I would be dot dot dot. Yeah. Emmy watches my face for a few moments before bursting into laughter. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. You're just too easy. Why did I agree to run with you again? Emmy just laughs harder. She just takes hold of my forearm and tilts it, allowing her to get a better view of my watch. Her face changes the moment she sees the time. Oh no, we better get our move on, Hisao. Class is in an hour and I need to shower. I should probably do that as well. I need to see the nurse too. Maybe he'll write me a note for being late. Why do you need to see the nurse? Oh, probably because to give him the details. Emmy points to the prosthetics, as if that would explain anything. It's important to check for irritation. You know, from sweat or friction or anything. Normally I go after practice, but if we're going to be doing these morning runs, then I guess I'll see him twice a day. Wait, so Emmy has only started doing these runs since I showed up? If it's more convenient than for you to run with me at a later time. Don't be silly. I've been meaning to start running in the morning for a while now. But if I didn't have a partner to run with, I'd be less likely to keep up a routine. It's always harder to blow off a commitment if you're going to let someone else down, you know? So, you'll be my running partner for the mornings? Uh, or, wait, was that her line? Whoops. Uh, I was distracted, sorry. We both need the exercise so it all works out, don't you think? Yeah, perfect. Did it have to be me, though? Well, I guess I can't complain too much. Emmy's pretty fun to hang out with. And she's right, I do need the exercise. Doctor's orders, even. Emmy waves a quick goodbye to me. Right, I'm off. Come have lunch with us, okay? What? Lunch, you know, the meal. In the middle of the day? Come have it with us. Where? Probably the rooftop again. The rooftop. Rin likes it up there. What? What was over these? What was over these questions? 21 questions, man. Damn. Obviously, at lunchtime. Have lunch at lunchtime, yeah. Lunchtime, when else? That was a silly question. Yeah, but I sort of felt the need to ask all three for completeness' sake. Emil laughs and grins. I don't think I've ever seen a girl smile so much before. Not bad, he said. See ya. With that, she takes off like a shot for the school building. I guess she's going to see the nurse first. I hurry back to my room and hop in the shower, only to find that the water takes a while to heat up. The shock of the cold water nearly kills me. It's like I managed I managed to warm the water a bit and spend some quality time feeling my muscles loosen. My heart surprisingly feels the least bothered by the run. I suppose that's a good thing, even if it does make me feel like a bit of a wuss. At least I have an excuse beyond I'm out of shape if my heart were bothering me. Guess I'll have to keep this running thing up, otherwise I'm sure Amy won't let me hear the end of it. It's only after I get out and dry myself that I realize I've only have 10 minutes left to put on my clothes and get to class. Crap. The hands on the clocks finally set me free from the tedium of yet another fun-filled class. Getting up from my seat proves to be more of a problem than I anticipated. My legs are killing me from the morning's run. Maybe doing these with Emmy isn't such a hot idea after all. Yeah, you're not used to running, man. I'm pretty sure if you're used to running, then it wouldn't be a problem. I have to do. I need to do some exercises too. Look at that. Still, the run's giving me a hell of an appetite. Mm. I'm halfway down the hallway to the cafeteria when I remember that I've got my lunch with me. My parents saw fit to provide me with some prepackaged stuff when I moved in, and it's a good thing too. The hallway is packed with students headed for the cafeteria. Going back is like swimming upstream, but I've got an appointment to keep on the rooftop. It takes me a moment to find the staircase leading up to the rooftop, but I'm willing to bet that Emmy and Rin aren't up there by now anyway. In fact, I think I saw Emmy among the bodies in the hallway headed for the cafeteria. I step up out of the door to the roof and take a deep breath. The fresh air blowing against my face and body almost makes my legs hurt less. Oh, hey, maybe if I'm upside down. Part of me wants to be surprised that Rin's already up here. What's that going to accomplish? Things in the clouds. Could you just look them right side up? Rin rolls her eyes in something approaching exasperation. Then I'm going to get a new perspective. Is upside down really a new perspective? Aha! That caught her off guard. Rin looks pensive. You may have a point. Maybe sideways. As Rin lays down on the bench to look at the sky, I give up. Just let her do what she gotta do. Oh, there she is. Fortunately, Emmy chooses that moment to burst through the door carrying 2 bags. She nearly takes the door off the hinges. Sorry it took me so long. There were a ton of people in line. She drops the first bag in front of Rin and takes a seat on the bench next to her. You buy Rin's lunch for her? Sometimes, yeah. I have Rin buy my lunch for me in return, but I'm not sure how she carried it. Plus, I never buy her lunch. If Rin's offended by Emmy's comment, she doesn't show it. Emmy sniffs. Oh, I'm grateful of you. I'm not sure whether the two are joking with one another or am I witnessing the beginnings of a catfight. The two girls stare at one another for a few tense moments before breaking into smiles. Hey Emmy, do you think being upside down is a new perspective on things? Didn't I already have this conversation? Emmy looks thoughtful, apparently giving the question some thought. After a deep and profound pause, she speaks. I have no idea. Well, at least she's not she's as lost as I am. Hey Isao, you're coming to the track meet, right? The question comes out of the blue and catches me off guard. I don't know yet? Honestly, Hisao, after I went through all the trouble of letting you run with me in the morning, you won't even show up at my track meet? Wasn't she the one that asked me to run with her? Actually, she didn't even give me a choice in the matter. Wait, no, I didn't say that. She beams at me as if I just agreed to give her $1,000,000. So you will come after all. That's great. I didn't say that either. I'll be going too, so I'll make sure he comes, Emmy. Good idea, Rin. Maybe we can get some food or something after the meet's over. I feel like I've just been conned, but not by these two. More like some outside force pushing me irrevocably toward my destiny. Or maybe I shouldn't read books that feature conspiracy theories so heavily. Otherwise, I might wind up sounding like Kenji. Still, I suppose that I've got to show up now. I don't think I could stand against both of them being disappointed. I never hear the end of it. When is it again? Next week, silly. I just told you a few days ago. No you didn't. I forgot? Oh, well, you won't forget to come through, will you? Of course I won't. I'll even make a note on the calendar or something. Rin nods sagely. That's probably a good idea, unless time changes its course. It can do that? Rin gives a non-committable shrug. It hasn't yet, but you never know. This time, it's Emmy who gives a shrug. I suppose it can't be helped if it happens. Not unless you're a time traveler or something. You don't actually think that could happen, do you? Maybe. I don't think we do we? Rin shrugs again. That seems to be her default response to everything. I suppose not, but I reserve the right to change my opinion at a moment's notice. For Rin, this statement makes a disturbing amount of sense. The fact that I realize that this now frightens me a bit. I wonder if Emmy gets this feeling all the time. If she does, she's not showing it, though Emmy merely nods. As expected. What's that supposed to mean? This time, it's Emmy who shrugs. It's like she's using Rin's own weapons against her. Your response is the sort of thing that I expect from you, that's all. Am I really that predictable? Emmy's smile seems to border on gloating. Nah, it's just that your unpredictability is pretty predictable. Well, that's alright then. I don't get the chance to see whether Rin's being serious or not as the bell rings. I didn't notice the lunch period slipping by at all. Hanging out with these two was far too interesting. Emmy jumps up, a look of panic on her face. Oh no! I need to stop by my room to pick up my notebook for the next class. Don't you wish you had a time machine now? Rin seems rather smug as she delivers this line, like she just won an argument. Emmy ignores Rin's comment. Sorry, Hisao, but you're gonna make sure that our garbage gets thrown away. I usually clean it myself, but I gotta run. Sure, no problem. Emmy darts away with an urgency I'm starting to expect from her. I don't bother asking Rin why she couldn't help. She already seems to be preoccupied with something else entirely as she wanders off. She's probably used to Emmy taking care of the cleanup, and for some reason I doubt Emmy's ever raised the issue with her. Cleaning up from lunch doesn't take too long, so I have plenty of time to toss our garbage to get to class. Misha greets me with a wave and a devious grin as I walk through the door. Didn't I didn't see you in the cafeteria, hey John? Yeah, I decided it was too crowded there. Misha grins gets even wider. Oh really? Are you sure you weren't participating in an illicit rendezvous? What? What are you talking about? You were on the roof, right? With both Rin and Amy, no less. You, Casanova, you. We just had lunch. That's all. Misha burst into laughter, drawing the attention of several of my classmates. Wah! You're a sore door when you blush like that, Hichan. She gives me a conspiratorial wink. There we go. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. There's no secret. Oh? Misha seems disappointed and brightens up again. Time will tell. I don't know what the hell she's talking about, but blessedly our teacher comes in and the class starts. Another day of class has finally dragged itself to a close. Unexpectedly, I managed to stay awake for the whole day. I'm pretty sure that counts as a miracle. My legs seem unwilling to stand up for a moment. I guess the run, excuse me, took a lot of out of me. I head down the hallway to make my way to my room. I sit down half-heartedly, chip away at my homework for a while, feeling like there is a vulture picking up at a particularly unsavory carcass. It knows that this is what it eats, but I'm not. But it's not sure that it shouldn't be ordering takeout instead. I don't think I could take this, but it's important to get my work done. Now let's see. What was I supposed to be looking over again? I know it's a losing battle, but I fight it anyway. Halfway through my math homework, I put my pencil down. This isn't working. I need a distraction. Unfortunately, my options for distractions are rather slim. I'm not in the mood to read right now. Kenji is unusually out of his room at the moment. If I go to the student council room, I'll just end up doing work for those two. And heaven only knows where everyone else is. Except for. Well, I suppose that's an option. I grab my shoes and head for the track. Emmy's probably down there. Track practice is just ending as I arrive at the track. The sun's beginning to dip low into the sky. Has it really gotten that late already? What are you doing down here, Hisao? Come to spy on me, have you? I give a shrug. To be honest, I'm not sure why I'm down here. I didn't have anything better to do. I figure that's about right. At the moment, Emmy's the only person I can think of who I visit. So I'm your last resort, am I? Nobody cool around, so I'll just go see Emmy. Is that what you thought? She actually looks angry. A chance for some teasing of my own presented itself. Actually, yeah, I guess you are. Emmy pouts, widening her eyes to give the maximum amount of puppy dog resemblance. Kidding, kidding. I was just kidding. So you are down here to stalk me? Wait, what? What? That's not what I meant. Why would I stalk you anyway? It's not like you require stalking. If you're not asleep or in class, you're down here, right? Emmy laughs at this comment. Well, you're not all wrong, I suppose, but you forgot about eating. I do that too, you know. I nod, conceding the point. Plus, I hang out with Rin sometimes too, so really, I might take some effort to stalk. What do you two do together anyway? You don't seem to have a lot in common. She puts her hands on her hips and assumes a superior air. That's what you think. I got all sorts of hidden hobbies, you know. Oh, really? Like what? Emmy puts her hand to one side as if she's trying to remember. What it she does in her free time. Well, Rin and I go out shopping sometimes. Hmm. Well, I guess that's all makes sense. Emmy's a girl, after all, but Rin? Rin comes with you? We usually swing by the art supply store. Plus, she likes this music store that sells all kinds of weird sounding stuff. She says it helps focus her. Helps her focus. Helps focus her. Yeah, they should have fixed that. That makes a little more sense. I see. Any other hidden hobbies? Emmy wags a finger at me. Now. Why would I go and reveal all my dark secrets to you? We hardly know one another. Somehow I think that's all that has in the way of her hobbies. Still, I don't think my question's been answered. Even if you do have a few hobbies, I don't see why you would hang out with Rin so much. I mean, she's kind of weird, isn't she? The comment causes Emmy to laugh loudly. Ha! That's the understatement of the year. So why? I mean, you're a lot better at conversation and stuff, so I figured you hang out with a lot of people. But I think I've only ever seen you and Rin. Emmy seems unusually defensive. Hey, I hang out with plenty of people that aren't Rin. You just don't see me doing it because I'm not in your classes. Okay, but that still doesn't explain why you hang out with Rin. I'm not even sure why I wanted to know this. I guess it's because lunch was so strange. Emmy shrugs, looking for a moment very Rinish. It's because we have similar outlooks? Oh, music stops. If you were to ask me the least likely answer to my question, that would be it. What do you mean? It's like, okay, Rin paints and stuff, right? Yes. I'm not sure where this is going. Well, I run. And? And that's why we are similar. You lost me. Emmy frowns, as if trying to figure out her answer. Well, maybe it's that we do things for the same reasons. Huh? You know, we follow our passions. So you're passionate about running and Rin's passionate about art. Is that it? Well, sort of. Let me think. Well, Rin explained it to me once, but I don't know how much of it I followed. Hmm. Not surprising. I think my explanation from Rin would probably confuse anyone. She says that we both chase after an extreme. Like, she's always trying to find a new way to show a particular feeling or something. And I run because of the feeling I get from it. And since we don't allow ourselves to be slowed down by anything, we make a connection based on that. What do you mean, slowed down by anything? Emmy looks surprised and points to her legs. You know, because I'm a runner, and Rin's a painter even without arms. So we respect each other's determination. And that's why we hang out, I think. Well, I'm not sure that make any sense to me, but from Emmy's sheepish expression, she's not sure about it either. Honestly, it's not something I think about much. We just get along, and I think that's really all that matters. I suppose she's got a point there. Another question strikes me, and since I got nothing better to do, I ask it. So, what got you so into running anyway? Oh, I've been running since I was really little. My dad was a runner, and so as soon as I could walk, he started teaching me how to run. It was our father-daughter thing, you know, our own mutual hobby. A shadow crosses her face. I'm shocked to see her looking sad. Oh, I actually, that's like the first time I actually seen that face right there. She might have made that face earlier, but I haven't seen it. But yeah, that really like something happened between them. Are we gonna get a backstory on how she lost her? Oh man, I don't have a lot of time left. Sorry, but I've got a few more laps to go in before I go see the nurse. She races off around the track, her hair streaming in the wind. It seems to me that she's going a lot faster than she was this morning. As she rounds the track, I catch a glimpse of her face. It's much of the same as it was this morning, but her eyes seem to have taken on a harder edge. I guess she's right. I don't really know much about her. I watch her run for a little while and then stand up to head back to my room. Hey! She spots me leaving and waves to catch my attention. Don't forget, same time tomorrow morning, got it? Got it. I head back to my room. Homework beckons. I can't sleep. My body's tired, but my mind is kept awake, staring at the ceiling in the hollow darkness of my room. I grasp desperately for a thread of thought, hoping I can run my brain into the ground. All I can think of is, how can I not? How I can't think of anything. Sorry, it took me a while to get that. This is not productive at all. I wonder if this is a side effect from my medication, though it seems odd for it to take so long to show up. Then again, maybe I'm just not as used to my new surroundings as I like to think. I don't know, but for whatever reason, I'm awake and I shouldn't be. This is ridiculous. And knowing my body's sniffing this, I get out of bed and look at my clock. 4 in the morning. Last time I checked, it was only 1, so maybe I slept a little. I don't know. I throw on some clothes and head out of my room. A walk might do me some good. I'm surprised at how chill the air is compared to the relative warmth of the day. I can almost see my breath as I wander the campus, waiting for the sun to come up or me to fall asleep. At this point, either option works for me. I found myself at the track where, for the first time, Emmy's not out running. I suppose that makes sense. It's too early even for her. The bleacher seats are cold, but at this point, I welcome the sensation. The sun is starting to show its face over the horizon, and I know with an awful certainty that I'll get no more sleep tonight. That's starting to light up here. That's pretty cool. The sun steadily strengthening the rays to warm me up as I watch the dew on the ground begin to stream slightly. My mind calms down a little. It's gonna fall asleep on the. Hmm. Someone's shaking me. Hey, wake up! What? I guess I fell asleep after all. What are you doing out here? You're gonna catch a cold or something. I rub my eyes and I am confronted by Emmy, who bends over me with a worried expression. I'm still a little groggy. So my response comes out in a mumble. Couldn't sleep. I just watched the sun come up. Sounds like something Rin would say. I shrug, feeling the stiffness that comes with sleeping on a bench for a few hours. Is it? I wouldn't know. Emmy grins at a little at my somewhat cranky response. So couldn't sleep, eh? Obviously, we need to run you harder today. Even though I've only known her for about a week, this seems a very Emmy-ish response to the problem. Hey, my body was plenty exhausted after yesterday. My mind was just racing, that's all. I don't see the difference. If you run hard enough, your brain will get tired too. I'm seriously questioning the wisdom of doing this the first thing in the morning. I don't know if my grades will be able to handle me tiring my brain out like that. Emmy pulls me off from the bleachers with a surprising strength for someone her size. Now, come on, Isao, we got work to do. I don't know if I'm up to this today, to be honest. I mean, I obviously didn't get much sleep, and what sleep I got was on the bleachers. I don't know. Should I be really running? Emmy glares at me. Good heavens. What are you talking about? Of course you should be running. How else do you expect to work out in the kinks? You've been sleeping on the bleachers, for heaven's sake. The best way to get that soreness out is to run around a little. Now stop hiding in the bleachers and get down here. There's no arguing in that. I'm pretty sure she'd kill me if I didn't do as she said. I get to my feet and hop down to the track. The sun is warming things up rather nicely, I think. Emmy and I begin to stretch out, and I find myself once again hard pressed not to stare. If this is how I have to wake up every day, I might be able to get used to this. You know, Isao, it's not polite to stare. I wasn't staring, I swear. Emmy raises an eyebrow and considers me for a minute, as if invalidating my response. There's a brief moment where I'm afraid for my life, but then she smiles and laughs, shaking her head slowly. Honestly, you didn't have to deny it so strenuously. In response, I clap my hands together and go for a change of subject. So, that's enough stretching, right? Emmy gives me a casual shrug. Do you feel stretched? That's really how you tell. Well, I do feel up to the run, if that's what she means. Yeah, I feel ready to go. Same as yesterday, okay? We'll just for a mile at a steady pace. Don't worry about going really fast. Just worry about keeping the pace, got it? You're the boss. There she goes. Emmy grins again, and we take off around the track. Mm, mm. I think I'm going to die. We're not even done with the first lap, and my legs are on fire. My breath is coming in ragged gasps. I can feel sweat pouring down my brow, and we've only just rounded the second turn. Come on, Isao. You've got 3 more laps to go. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I think I might hurl. Somehow we're on the second lap. Emmy's not even sweating. How can she do this so effortlessly? For some reason, I'm still moving. She's like a machine. Third lap. Wait, what happened to the second? Almost there, Hisao. Liar! We've got another 2. Nothing to be done. Can't do this! Amy whirls around and begins running backwards. Her face is a mask of anger that surprises me. Never say that. If you say that, you've already lost. Keep moving. If you're alive, you can keep moving, damn it. Whoa. Language. We're on the 4th lap now. She really seems that she wants me to keep going. Legs, move. 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 They feel so sluggish. I'm in a mud. Or, or molasses. Or tower. I can't go on. I'll go on. I don't stretch, Isao. Give it all you've got. I pump my legs as fast as they'll go. They keep refusing to obey my commands. Somehow I keep moving. Somehow I finish. That's it, Hisao. I knew you had it in you. The anger Emmy showed a lap ago is gone, replaced with pride. She's positively radiant, like she's just won the gold medal or something. I stagger to a stop and fall into my hands and knees, gasping for air. My heart is pounding far harder than it has in a long time. Oh shit. No, don't do that. I don't think it's done this since. Oh god. Please slow down, heart. Just slow down. Stop racing. Cough. And for some reason, feel the grin crossing my face. So this is how I died then, huh? Trying to stay healthy? How ironic. I'm all ready to give up right here, right there. But then, I feel my heart slow down. 2 hands grab under my arms and tug upwards. I look up and see Emmy standing over me with a mixture of delight and worry. On your feet! Come on, you'll never catch your breath that way. Somehow I manage to stand. I try to raise my arms above my head, but they feel like lead. I start to rock around the track while Emmy keeps close to me, like she's afraid I'll fall over or something. She maybe not be far off. I feel terrible and say so. Emmy laughs. But you're finished, didn't you? You said you couldn't. You said you couldn't, but you did. Isn't it worth it? I'm not sure, and I don't really have the breath to say so. But that small grin I felt on my face earlier hasn't left. So what if my heart's weak? I still survived this morning. Maybe I'll survive tomorrow too. As soon as it becomes apparent that I'm not going to suddenly kill over, Emmy takes off her on her sprints. I don't know how in the hell she can manage to sprint after running a mile, but I guess she's in much better shape than me. Once again, as I walk around the track, I can't help but watch Emmy sprint. It's weird, but she's like a different person when she's pushing herself. Last time I noticed her eyes, but this time it's her mouth that catches my attention. She's not wearing her normal grin. She's still smiling, but there's a tightness to it. It's almost grim, like she's fighting a losing battle but doesn't care. She seems to be running harder, like she did yesterday. Sweat has started to pour down over her face, but she keeps going. Her mouth finally opens as she can no longer get enough air through her nose. As she passes me once more, legs pumping, arms swinging in time, and her lips slightly parted. She looks beautiful. After we've both taken some laps around the track to cool down, Emmy changes back to her usual self. The transformation I saw in her is gone. Not bad today, Hisao. There's almost admiration to her inner voice. What do you mean? I would have stopped if you hadn't yelled at me. Emmy colors a little, seemingly embarrassed about her outburst. Sorry about that. I just can't stand to see people give up, especially about something like this. Saying I can't go on is silly when you're obviously going on while you're saying it. It's, that's what it's just all about. What? Saying silly things? Emmy sticks her tongue out at me. Baka. I mean, showing that you're alive. Showing that I'm alive, huh? I didn't know it had to be so painful. But it does feel pretty good despite that. Besides, this is one of the hardest days. What do you mean? Whenever you start a workout, it's difficult the first day, really hard the second day, and then the third day is easier. You'll still get days that are really hard, but they'll pop up less and less. So this will eventually get really easy, huh? Yeah, of course. But then you have to increase the difficulty or you'll never get ahead. You'll just get complacent and you'll lose the sense of accomplishment. So I have to run more than just 4 laps, huh? Yep, but not for a while. You have to be careful, you know. A thought strikes Emmy and her face lights up. Got it. Got what? You can come with me to see the nurse. That way you won't fall over dead or anything. How charming. When? Right now, of course. You need a shower and everything, right? We don't have much time then. Grabbing my hand, she's off, pulling me along with her. My goodness, but you're in a hurry today, aren't you, Emmy? I have no idea how we got into the nurse's office so fast, but here we are. The nurse grins at Emmy and seems to be completely ignoring me. You've got plenty of time to take a shower and get to class, you know. There's no need to run through the hallways like that. I could hear you coming a mile away. Somehow it doesn't seem that he's actually scolding Emmy at all. It's like this is a sort of routine between the two of them. Emmy does a passionate imitation of remorse. I'm sorry, I won't ever do it again. The nurse and Emmy both laugh at some private joke. Suddenly, it seems that he notices me. Hello, Hisao. What brings you here? Well, I've been... Hisao's officially joined me on my morning runs. I started to explain, but Emmy cuts me off. I thought he might need to visit you so he doesn't die or anything. The nurse raises his eyebrows in mock horror. Yes, but that would certainly put me out of a job fast, wouldn't it? Well then, Hisao, let's have a look at you. Lift up your shirt, would you? I'm suddenly very conscious of the fact that Emmy's in the room with me and blush in spite of myself. The nurse seems to sense my discomfort, but only seems to amuse him. A bit shy, are we? He makes an apologetic bow to Emmy. Sorry, Emmy. I tried to get you a free show, but it doesn't seem to have worked. Emmy stiffens slightly and fires a look of annoyance at him. You're an asshole. he goes, Emmy bows to me apologetically. I'll wait outside, okay, so? Scold him there's an asshole. I begin to stammer, but it's not really a big deal. She doesn't seem to have she doesn't have the time to leave, but she's already out the door and the nurse is laughing as she watches her go. Still got it. Ha! I don't follow. He laughs again, like he's in on some joke that's over my head. I can still get her flustered. It's a competition of shorts we have had going on for a while now. That sounds incredibly sinister to me, but it seems that if the nurse realizes that too. That sounded a lot worse than it actually is, to come to think of it. I wasn't going to say anything. No, you're right. I should fill you in so you don't get the wrong idea. I'm actually relatively new here, you see. I've got hired on the same year Emmy started going here. Before that, I've worked with Emmy during her initial rehab following her accident. Hold on. What? We had to amputate her legs after a really nasty car wreck. It nearly killed her and succeeded. He shuts up abruptly. I blink at receiving this unexpected piece of news. Well, that's not my place to say. Anyway, we've known each other for quite a while, so we have a slightly more familiar relationship than it is strictly professional. He seems embarrassed, like he's done something stupid. I guess he's really worried about that. I wave a hand to let him know that it's not a big deal. Don't worry, sir. I promise I'm going to be discreet. I've been wondering about what caused Amy to lose her legs. That was one of the scenarios I thought of. There were only so many ways that could have happened, but actually hearing about the facts, it's still a little shocking. Well, thanks. You're a good kid, Hisao. I can see why Emmy became friends with you. She's quite indomitable, you know. What do you mean? You don't see her learning to walk. You didn't see her learning to walk? She'd go for so much longer than the others in the hospital. She refused to quit. Normally it takes years to get to the point where you can even think about running again. Emmy did it all in about a year. He almost seems proud of her, like a father who watches his daughter win a competition or something. Hill, she probably have done it faster if not for the fact they wouldn't let her. Wouldn't let her? Why not? Because she'd go for so long that her legs would start bleeding where they had met her prosthetics. It's a real concern. It's why she comes by every day after she runs. To say nothing of the risk of infection if her legs get cut up and her prosthetics are dirty. But enough about that. If we don't get it, if we don't get you on your way soon, Emmy will think we're up to something. As he says this, he gives a wink and begins checking my heartbeat. The stethoscope is way too cold. He really should have heated it up or something before he used it. After a few moments, he leaves back satisfied. Well, you sound pretty good to me, Sal. You didn't have any chest pains while you were running, did you? No, not really. I've had some trouble catching my breath, though, and my heart was racing by the end, too. The nurse frowns as I say this, but then shrugs. It's probably just because you're out of shape. But if you don't improve, then should let me know, okay? Don't push yourself too much. And of course, if you have any chest pains, come to me immediately, right? I put my shirt back on, and the nurse leans out of the doorway to call Emmy. What took you so long? Now I'm going to be late. The nurse gives me a significant look. I was just seducing his Sal, that's all. What? Come on, what have I told you about seducing my friends? I'd expect Emmy to be shocked by this, but instead she seems merely annoyed, scolding the nurse as he were a child stealing cookies. Meanwhile, I tried not hard to blush at the nurse's innuendo. I try not to do it again, though I fear young Hisao may be lost to the female gender forever. Not freaking lightly. I didn't mean to say that out loud, but both the nurse and me regard me for a moment before bursting into laughter again. Told you he was funny, didn't I? Huh? I guess Emmy does talk to the nurse about a lot of stuff. Well, Isao, you should probably get moving. Still need a shower before class starts, don't you? Crap, he's got a point, and it looks like I've only got a half an hour. Thanks for your time. I'll see you later, Emmy. I dash out of the room as the nurse begins to remove Emmy's prosthetics. As I dash down the hallway, I could just barely hear his voice drifting after me. Emmy, you gotta be more careful. I'd make it back to my room and shower in record time. It occurs to me that I've been already been up 4 hours, and class hasn't even started yet. This is going to be a really, really long day. I hope I don't fall asleep in class. Oh, oh, it's been pretty interesting, to say the least. But anyways, this is our stopping point, and I thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next part. See you guys then.